Spooky. Hi guys, how's it going? My name is Kim and welcome back to Uncommonkim, and it's Winterween. Sorry for the weird introduction, apologies for the pyjamas, and apologies for the random hairdo. It's been a week. Let's just say the start of 2025 has been fucking stressful. It's fucking stressful as shit, but I'm finally kicking my ass into gear. We're getting some reading done, and it is Winterween, which is a week readathon every year in January, hosted by Gabby from Gabby Reads. In, I think, July, we usually have Summerween, which again is a week-long readathon, where we basically read spooky, horror, thrillery books all year long. Because why not? Why not? So, for the next week, I'm going to be reading some spooky books. If you haven't seen, I'll link it down below. I have already decided my TBR, and I've already decided what I'm going to start with. And I'm going to start with The Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James. I'm very intrigued by this. I read the synopsis in the TBR video, and it's given me Verity and The Only One Left by Riley Sager vibes, which is my shit. So, I shall read the synopsis to you. A true crime blogger gets more than she bargained for while interviewing the woman acquitted of 2 cold case slayings in this chilling new novel. In 1977, Clare Lake, Oregon, was shaken by the Lady Killer murders. 2 men seemingly randomly were murdered with the same gun, with strange notes left behind. Beth Greer was the perfect suspect, a rich, eccentric 23-year-old woman seen fleeing one of the crime scenes, but she was acquitted, and she retreated to the isolation of her mansion. Oregon, 2017. Shay Collins is a receptionist, but by night she runs a true crime website, The Book of Cold Cases. A passion fueled by the attempted abduction she escaped as a child. When she meets Beth by chance, Shay asks her for an interview. To Shay's surprise, Beth says yes. They meet regularly at Beth's mansion, though Shay is never comfortable there. Items move when she's not looking, and she could swear she's seen a girl outside the window. The allure of luring the truth about the case from the smart, charming Beth is too much to resist. But even as they grow closer, Shay senses something isn't right. Is she making friends with a manipulative murderer, or are there other dangers lurking in the darkness of the Greer house? I'm really excited for this. So, gives me vibes to Verity by Colleen Hoover, in the sense of we're going to a woman and there's some sort of case that we're trying to discover what's happening with it. Makes sense. But it also reminds me of The Only One Left by Riley Sager, which is where we follow our main character, who goes to work as a kind of like a nurse for this woman who is severely disabled. But said woman who is severely disabled was killed members of her family in the past, and offers to tell the nurse the story if she'd like to hear it, but she can't talk. So this was amazing. This was a 5-star read for me. I loved it. I read it in Summerween 2023. So I'm very excited to get on and read this one. I'm also going to show you my journal spreads, because you guys know me. I love a cheeky journal spread. So this is my Winterween journal spread. So I've got the prompts, I've got my TBR, here's a little sneaky peek in case you haven't seen my TBR video. These are the prompts. I made a little bingo as well, and then I've just put stickers and pictures and a washi kind of all over. I love it. I'm so happy with it. I'm still updating my journal and trying to get it ready. So when my journal is ready, you will see my 2025 reading journal flip through. But apologies, it's a bit delayed. Work has been mental and I haven't had time to sort anything out, but you will see that eventually. But yeah, I'm gonna go read. I'm in a really good like reading mood, so I'm gonna go make a dent in this, and I'll probably come back and update you in like an hour or two. I don't know. Lads, ladies, and everything in between. The Book of Cold Cases. I am 96 pages in with my Summerween bookmark, and I'm loving this. Real, the only one left vibes of, so what's her name? Shay. So it's dual timelines. So we follow Shay, modern day, as she's going and visiting Beth and getting interviews with other people as well that's linked to the case. So like there was a copper, there's gonna be a receptionist or something, who Shay is now getting to go and visit and speak to about the case because Beth has allowed them to. And it's like, bitch, you're like dangling all the shit there. Like, she's so controlling, and Miss like, oh, Miss High and Mighty, look at me, I'm rich as shit, and like very controlling. But I'm like, something tells me you didn't do it, my dear. something tells me, but I could be wrong. We've had a very spooky scene, which kind of freaked me out a bit, but I feel like I'm getting the gist of this story. Mental health rep, good fucking Christ, very good mental health rep in this. Jesus, this girl needs some Jesus pieces. She needs some medication. She ain't well, but hopefully we're going to go more into that, which will be nice. But I'm enjoying myself. I am enjoying myself. This could be, I haven't actually finished a book yet this year because I have problems. What day is it? Today is, I don't know, what day is it? The 10th of January, and I haven't read a single thing. This is my first book of the year and I'm loving it. So I'm gonna go read some more, do some more journaling, hoping to make progress on this and on this, to then come back and update you when I've probably read like another 100 pages, I think, because this is about a 300-page book. So I think updating you roughly every 100 pages is a good idea. So we're on 100 now, so then I'll come back when I'm on page 200 and then we'll go from there. But yeah, that was my update. Thank you very much. Hello. It's now like really late. It's like 12:30 and I am struggling to put this down. I am loving it so much. I have a feeling it might be a 5-star. I am now page 196, chapter 29, and the kind of what happened, well, kind of main mystery plot has been revealed. We know what's happening with that now. It's just finding out a lot of the details, but we've just had like basically the backstory of Beth and why she is so weird, and it makes so much sense and it's really good. I'm just loving everything. I'm loving the spooky vibes. I'm loving Beth and Shay as a character. I'm loving the little relationship thing that's going on with Shay as well. I'm loving discovering what is happening. and I'm loving Simone St. James's writing as well. I'm finding it really easy, really fast paced. Like, I'm having the best time. Honestly, might be a 5-star. Honestly, could be a favourite of 2025. My first book of 2025 could be a favourite, because I loved The Only One Left by Riley Sager, and that was in my top 10 of 2023. And I loved Verity, and Verity was when I read it, whenever that was, fucking years ago, that was in my top 10 as well. And I just love books where they're going into this, there's this house and there's some sort of murder in the house of some sort, kind of things people aren't talking about, like family drama, and then somebody outside of the family goes in and just finds out what the fuck is going on. I seem to eat those kind of books up. If you guys know of any other books that like have that sort of vibe, let me know, because I want to read it. Honestly, I want to read it, because yeah, this would be the third book that I've read that has that vibe, and it's honestly, it's going to be a 5-star. I've owned this book for so long as well. Let me just check, when did this book come out? Because I bought it when it came out. It came out... Why doesn't it say? Oh, 2022. So nearly 3 years ago, probably. And it's just kind of sat on my shelves, and I've gone, yeah, I'll read it one day, yeah, I'll read it one day. I've had a fucking 5-star book sat on my shelves for nearly 3 years. Fucking hell. Also, I don't know if you guys have seen my Winterween TBR, but another book on my TBR is Murder Road by Simone St. James, and I think I'm gonna go straight on to that one after this, because I'm just loving the writing. I just think, why stop there? Let's keep it going with Simone St. James, seeing if, like, how I feel on those vibes, and then I can look more, because they're the only 2 books I own by Simone St. James, I think. So I then want to have a look into what other books she has written. So any recs for that as well, let me know. But yeah, I'm having a jolly good time. What a fucking vibe. I'm well happy just to get back into my reading mood, because I've missed it. And one of my newbies at work, I have 3 newbies at the moment, and one of them is a bit of a bookworm too, and she announced to me yesterday that she has read Light Lark, and I didn't know, because I have a friend at work called Amy, and we are the same when it comes to our book tastes, and we were chatting away about the fact that she's lost her Audible, the subscription or something. And then my newbie piped up and went, oh, I've read Light Lark. And we just both went, what did you say? And me and Amy were just staring at each other going, one of us? One of us. So we're trying to get my newbie onto Sarah J Maas, because that's what me and Amy do best. But yeah, off on a tangent a bit. Absolutely loving this. I'm probably going to update you when I've finished it now, since I'm over halfway and I've got about 100 pages left. But I need to go to bed because I have work in the morning, because I'm on an 8-day streak at the moment. Of course I am. And I'm going to finish this as soon as I get home tomorrow night. You can bet your bottom dollar I am. And I will come back and update you when I finished it, or before, if shit hits the fan and I need to let you know. You catch my drift. Oh, this hasn't really... Oh, this is the next evening. I don't know what evening it is. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what day it is. All I know is I'm here to tell you I finished the Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James, and I've given it a 4-star, which I'm really happy with. I really enjoyed this. It's quite a high for nearly a 5, but the reason that it's not a 5 is because the ending kind of flopped. Like, the book was amazing throughout. There was constantly things happening. Apologies if you can hear my brother. I think he's playing FIFA. There was constant things happening throughout. The storyline was so interesting, so fun to read. Constantly things happening. You get to the bit where you're like, fuck, shit's about to hit the fan, and kind of flatline. It just kind of flatlined. And then it kind of went up a little bit when you kind of find out in-depth reasoning, and then it came back down and continued to flatline again. So it was like, okay, lost its kind of 5-star feels towards the end, but it was still definitely a 4-star for me. I enjoyed this a lot, a hell of a lot. So this, I don't remember what prompt this completes for Winterween. Oh, the house prompt. It's the prompt for having a house on the cover or in the title. That's what this is. There you go. So I've completed that, which is nice, because that was one of the like harder prompts, to be honest. Now hold on, while I'm in this reading mood, we're going to go straight into Murder Road by Simone St. James, because the other 3 books on my TBR for Winterween is a bit more easier, a bit more chill. I say that because one of them is The Gathering by C.J. Tudor, and I love C.J. Tudor. The other one is a reread, which is As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. And then we have a non-fiction. So I thought we'd quickly chuck this in, get this done, while I'm in this reading mood and I'm loving life. So, Murder Road by Simone St. James. April and Eddie have taken a wrong turn, and now they're on a long dark road late at night, when they see a woman up ahead, clearly in trouble. They stop and pick her up. It's only once she's in the car that they see the blood. Then headlights appear in the distance, racing towards them at speed, and at long last the woman speaks. I'm sorry. He's coming. While April and Eddie are able to escape this time, their terrifying adventure is only just beginning. The hitchhiker's injuries prove fatal, and the couple are trapped in the small town of Cold Lake Falls, prime suspects in the eyes of the local police. It turns out that this isn't the first victim to die on this stretch of road, and it isn't the first time that survivors have seen something that can't be explained. But to get out of town, April and Eddie are going to have to drive down the haunted stretch of road all one more time. I'm loving Simone St. James's like spooky, ghost-like vibes. There's a lot of ghost-like vibes in the Book of Cold Cases, and I loved that. So I'm very excited to go into this one. Both. Well, actually no, do you know what? I was looking at like Simone St. James's backlist last night, and all of her books have very mixed reviews. There's people that love her, there's people that aren't so sure. There's like every single book, there's from people like I follow or I'm friends with on Goodreads, is a variety of 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. Like, I couldn't decide whether it's more liked or not, because everybody has a difference in opinion, but I think it just makes better conversation. So yeah, Murder Road is what we're going to go on to next. But my Fairy Loot book arrived. This is the January box. Not sponsored, obviously. It's paid for with my own money. I haven't looked at this yet because I thought we would do it together. So this says Rife of Realms. I have no idea what any of these books are anymore. I'll tell you what. The past year, I think I've guessed one Fairy Loot book, which was The Honey Witch. because it was like cottage core, I think was the theme, and I went, oh, wouldn't this be great if it was the Honey Witch, because it's the only cozy fantasy I don't currently own but I really want to read. And then it came. So yeah, okay, we have a blue sprayed edge. Ooh, okay, Fairy Loot. So we have Immortal by Sulin Tan, which is the author of Daughter of the Moon Goddess. Holy fucking shit, look at this book. Stunning. These are like the flowers from the Daughter of the Moon Goddess cover. I haven't read Daughter of the Moon Goddess. I own both Daughter of the Moon Goddess and Heart of the Sun Warrior. Heart of the Sun Warrior. I own them both. I haven't read either. I do plan to, but you know, you guys have seen my shelves. Wait until you see my unread book video coming soon. Yeah, this is oh, fuck me. Look at that. Oh, what the fuck is that? Oh, stunning. Absolutely stunning. I started trying to read Daughter of the Moon Goddess, and I was in a bit of a slump at the time. So maybe I'll go back to it. I mean, yeah, I will go back to it, but what I read I enjoyed, so we shall see. So we have a deadly betrayal. When Lion ascends the throne of Tynaxia, she vows to end her kingdom's obligation to the fickle immortals who once protected them. A dangerous alliance. She must learn their secrets to protect her people, but to do this she will have to forge a tenuous alliance with the one she should fear and mistrust the most, the ruthless god of war. A fight for survival, a treacherous attraction ignites, but dark forces are closing in to save her people from an unspeakable fate. Lion must risk everything, even her heart. Well, just for the fact of how stunning these sprayed edges are, I might have to give it a go. Good book, Fairy Loot. You know what? I shit on Fairy Loot quite a lot in my spare time, because a lot of the books, I don't like them. City of Stardust, didn't like it. Feybound, loved. Honey Witch, loved. But they did Gods Below by Andrea Stewart. Haven't read yet, but I'm very, very excited to read that. This book, very excited to read it. What else have we had? Oh, Fate Inked in Blood, that was a good shout. But then we had like The Night Ends with Fire and The Courting of Bristol Keats, and it was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, we've had some good books in this past year, don't get me wrong. Like, A Teller of Small Fortunes is another one I'm very excited for. But there's been a few shitters. They announced not long ago about doing like a epic fantasy box. That I'm interested in. I might unsubscribe from the adult box for that. Or I might keep both. I'm going to see how I go. But yeah, that's my general update. I'm going to start Murder Road. I've finished the Book of Cold Cases. I'm going to go to bed because it's 5 to 11 and I have work. Because that's all I do now. And I'll probably update you tomorrow night when I've hopefully made a bit of a dent in Murder Road. 100 pages, ow, just whacked myself in the face, 100 pages into Murder Road. I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it. I'm a bit on edge, as we've just been told about this like legend in the town of, I think it was Lost Girl, who's like a ghost who goes around killing hitchhikers, and that's kind of freaked me out a little bit. But the kind of beginning of the book where the synopsis happens, where we obviously have the girl who appears and she's covered in blood and in the car chases them, that was such a good scene. It was like a 5-star scene. Really good opening to a book. And then obviously we have the whole thing where our two main characters are basically being interviewed and they're checking that they are who they say they are, that they're telling the truth. Obviously there's quite a few secrets between these two main characters that we're slowly finding out as time goes on. Don't appreciate the, I don't know what to call it, but there's a lot of cops in this. They're all men and they all are very gross. Like, so our main character, she was wearing like shorts and the cops were looking at her legs and looking at her ass, and it was like so unfucking necessary. Like, fuck off. Like, I'm not really sure where this book is based. Like, is it present day? Because if it's present day, I'm fucking livid. If it was like, yeah, back in the day, alright, well, yeah, fair enough, but it just pisses me off. Just making me a bit angry, because it is just unnecessary. But it is kind of, I understand why she's done it, to like show that these cops are just a bit shit, because they are just a bit shit. Yeah, I am enjoying myself though. I'm interested to see kind of what's happening. I like that the woman they live with kind of trusts them, and they trust her. Yeah, I am having a good time. The coppers are just pissing me off because 1, they're shit at their job, 2, they're disgusting vile men, but otherwise I'm having a great time. So I'm gonna go and I'm going to bed, to be perfectly honest with you, but I'm going to go and I'll update you tomorrow when I have either finished or read another 100 pages of Murder Road.
Halloween.
I'm scared to death of one thing.
Excellent, excellent.
Oh. Hello. I'm in bed, as you can see. I have finished Murder Road by Simone St. James. You're still quite low. Yes, I have finished Murder Road by Simone St. James, and I've given it a low 4. I actually really enjoyed this. I enjoyed my time with it. I found it very hard to put down. However, I think it could have been shorter. It did drag a little bit in places. Through the middle of it, I kind of lost a little bit of interest, and I honestly was a bit bored of the storyline. and then it kind of picked up its pace again, and I ended up quite enjoying it, and yeah, I gave it a low 4-star. So yeah, it was good, and I actually really enjoy Simone St. James's writing, so I definitely think she's going to be an auto-buy author for me now. And I'm very interested to read her backlog. So what's the book I'm interested in? Oh, The Sundown Motel and The Broken Girls, I think are the two in her backlist I'm most interested in, so I'm definitely going to pick up those if I do see them. But yeah, a good time. So I have a bit of book mail, and then I need to decide what I'm reading next. But my book mail is my first anticipated release of 2025, and it is The Baby Dragon Cafe by A.T. Qureshi. Look how cute this is. Honestly, I'm so excited to read this. As you guys know, I was really into like my cozy fantasy last year, so I'm super excited to read this. So, welcome to the cutest and complicated cafe in town. When Sapphire opens her cafe for customers with pet baby dragons, she isn't expecting it to be quite so hard to keep the fires burning. Apologies. But her young dragon patron keeps incinerating the furniture, which means selling coffee isn't covering her costs. Local heartthrob Aiden is a gardener, though his disobedient baby dragon is a major distraction from his beloved plants. However, Sapphire's cafe gives him an idea. He'll ask Sapphire to train his dragon and pay her enough to keep the cafe afloat. They know they're the answer to each other's problems, but happy-go-lucky Sapphire and gorgeous but grumpy Aiden couldn't be more different. Can they find a way to work together and maybe even ignite some fire of their own? I'm super excited to read this one. I'm kind of going for any kind of fantasy vibes at the moment, especially cozy fantasy vibes, so I'm very excited to read this one. I also have some book mail arriving tomorrow, two of which you won't see in this video. Sorry, because it is for a video I'm filming this weekend, but one of them you will. But I'll show you that tomorrow when it arrives. But basically I need to decide what I'm going to read next. I have only got a few days left of Winterween, so I think I'm just going to read one more book, and it's between The Gathering or I'll Be Gone in the Dark, and I'm pulling more towards The Gathering by C.J. Tudor because I love C.J. Tudor with my whole heck and heart. So I'm going to go and decide, and then I'll come back and I'll let you know. Okay, so like basically, oh my god. Okay, so basically, there we go. So I've got 3 more books on my Winterween TBR. I have As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson, I have The Gathering by C.J. Tudor, and I have I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara. So this is, I want to kill him. I apologise if you can hear a fucking cow in the background. That is my brother, and he has been playing fucking FIFA for hours, and it's doing my head in. These two I think are going to be my main priority. I'm not too worried about As Good as Dead, but I'd love to get these both read. I really would. So this is C.J. Tudor's most recent release, and I've been wanting to read it for a while, so I really definitely want to get to this one. But I also really want to try some true crime non-fiction. And non-fiction's not usually my thing, but I've been told I'm really going to enjoy this. And the other book I've been told I'm going to enjoy is The Five, which is a non-fiction, historical non-fiction about Jack the Ripper, because I really do enjoy true crime. So I think what I'm going to do is, because it's only about 10 o'clock now, so I'm going to start this, try and get 100 pages in, maybe more, and then sleep. And then in the morning finish this and hopefully get this done, because basically tomorrow is the last day of Winterween. So I need to get these two done. That is my plan. So let's talk about The Gathering. So yeah, like I said, this is CJ Tudor's most recent release. CJ Tudor is a thriller author, British thriller author who I adore. I have given every book I've ever read by her either 5 or 4 stars. I'm pretty sure I read all of her books apart from The Taking of Annie Thorne and The Gathering. I loved The Chalk Man and The Other People and The Burning Girls and The Drift. So yeah, I'm hoping this is going to go down the same. So, a small Alaskan town, a boy is found with his throat ripped out and the blood drained from his body. The brutality of the murder chillingly echoes a killing from 25 years ago. Out-of-state detective Barbara Atkins is brought in to assist the sheriff Jensen Tucker, who investigated the original case. However, the inhabitants of Dead Heart believe they know who is responsible. One of the nearby vampire colony who live in the old mining settlement deep in the mountains. Barbara is under pressure to authorize a cull of the entire colony. But the evidence doesn't stack up. People are lying, and the more Barbara and Tucker delve into Dead Heart's history, the darker the secrets they uncover. As the snow thickens and the nights grow longer, another teenager goes missing and body parts are found. Time is running out for Barbara and Tucker to find the truth. Are they hunting a cold-blooded murderer or a bloodthirsty monster? And who is more dangerous? So apparently this is going to have vampires in it. Maybe. Which is interesting because I don't think CJ Tudor's ever done like supernaturally. Well, I suppose she has. Yeah, I suppose she has to an extent. But yeah, not this full-on supernatural. So I'm very interested to read this. And I'll read or talk more about this when and if I start it. But for now, I'm gonna start The Gathering, and I'll come and update you when I'm about 100 pages in. Hello. I'm lying down because I can. I'm here to update you on The Gathering. I am on page 307. I haven't been able to put this book down all day. I'm really enjoying my time. I'm enjoying the characters, the plot, the vampires, and trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. So we follow Barbara, who has come to this town because she is like a vampire. What did they say? What did they call her? A vampire doc. So like a vampire doctor detective kind of thing. And she's investigating to make sure the vampires aren't involved in the murder of this young boy. And
basically the entire town is against the vampires and wants them cold, so all of them killed. But there's a lots of rules and regulations in regards to vampire culling and vampires killing humans and humans killing vampires. So it's not as simple as that. But as Barbara's trying to figure out what's happening, more and more evidence is coming out. But also a lot of the human people are lying about certain things, or basically they just want to get these vampires cold even though nothing's happened to them. At the same time as this, we find out that Barbara has a past with a certain vampire called Mercy, but we also have Tucker, who used to be a police officer or detective, but got a case wrong, so then he gave up his job. So he's come back and he is now helping Barbara to finalise the case and figure out what is going on. A lot of the townsfolk are just really starting to piss me off because none of them care, none of them have any respect for anything, and they're all just like, yeah, just call them. And I was like, fucking say something else. Say something a little bit more interesting that's not just kill the vampires, because you're just starting to piss me off. Yeah, it's interesting. I am enjoying it. I don't think it's going to be a 5-star read. I'm thinking more of a 4 because I am really enjoying my time. But I'm just going to... It depends on the ending. But I am really enjoying it. It's just the townfolk are really starting to piss me off. Because they are just being shit. Like, at the end of the day, Barbara's just trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Let her do her job. And she will then... She'll do what's right at the end of the day, but they're just like, a child has died. Oh, you want me to wait for another child to die? Oh, I know. Why don't we just go in and kill all the vampires? No, because one of the rules and regulations in regards to the vampires is if... So it's bad and a vampire can get killed if a vampire attacks a human, but if the humans attack the vampires first, the vampires are allowed to fight back. And this big storm is coming, and basically, simple as, if the humans attack the vampires, they will all die, because there's nothing to come and stop anything, because the vampires will just kill them all. So yeah, it's interesting, I'm enjoying it. I don't think this book needs to be 400 pages. I think it could have been a bit shorter, because I feel like we're just kind of going around in circles now of why this doesn't work and why that doesn't work. So yeah, I have about 100 pages left and I'm ready for it to be over. And then I can wrap up this Winterween vlog, as it is currently 10:30 at night on the last day of Winterween. So it just means I can wrap this vlog up and we can be done. So yeah, I'm going to go and I'm going to finish The Gathering. And I'll come back and update you when I have finished The Gathering. Okay, bye. Okay. I finished The Gathering. And if I did 0.5s, or points in any sense of the word, this would probably be like a 4.75, but I don't. So it's a high 4, nearly a 5, but not quite, because the townsfolk pissed me off. I really enjoyed this. The ending had me shooketh. There was quite a few moments where I was like, fuck off, no way. Like, the twists and turns got me every time, especially 1, the epilogue, and 2, the last chapter. The last chapter was chef's kiss. I loved it. I thought it was so well done, very like comedic in a way, and I was like, yes, 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 CJ Judah, yes. The epilogue, I believe, leaves this open to be a series. I'll be so excited because CJ Judah mainly does standalones. I say mainly, she does standalones. She doesn't really do series. So if this is going to be a series, holy fucking shit, it will be a good series. I really recommend this. I recommend this if you haven't really read mystery thrillers before. I recommend this if you haven't read from CJ Tudor before. I recommend this if you like a vampire story. I recommend this if you like a murder mystery. There's a lot of reasons to recommend this, and I loved it. Yeah, it was a high 4 for me. It wasn't a 5, but it was a very high 4, and I had a great time. But that's the end of Winterween. Winterween officially finishes in about 15 minutes. Holy shit. And we have had, not 3, 4 4-star reads, which I'm so happy with. What a great start to the year. These are my first books of the year. And we've had 4 great reads. We had 1 TBR vet, 1 anticipated release, and then we had Murder Road that doesn't really come under anything. I had a great time. Winterween was amazing. Thanks Gabby for hosting. Yeah, let me know if you have read any of these books. I would love to know. Like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you all very soon for another video. Bye.